Hey, welcome to this new training where I'm going to walk you through how to eat and train for fat loss and muscle definition so you can finally look like you actually work out. This is the phase-based strategy for women over 35 to sculpt a lean, toned, and athletic body. One of the things that I hear the most from women whenever I ask them about their goals is, Andrea, I want to shed some body fat, but I also want to look toned. I want to build some muscle, my glutes. I want to have, some shoulder definition. And I've been working out 5 to 6 days a week. I've been trying to eat healthy. I've been trying to increase my protein, but my body is not changing. So if this is you, this is going to help you get more clarity on what needs to happen from here. Okay. Now, the question that I get asked a lot too is, can you lose fat and build muscle at the same time? Short answer, yes, but it's not by accident. Long answer, it depends on your starting point, on your experience. Okay. In my experience coaching hundreds of women for the past 7 years, most women that come to me that are already working out, that are already eating healthy, they are in a position to do both at the same time, at least for a short period of time. And that short period of time is what we call a body recomposition phase. Okay. And going back to my first answer, yes, but not by accident and not for everyone. The reason why is fat loss and muscle gain are opposites, right? They require opposite they are the product of separate mechanisms, right? And they require separate strategies in order for them to happen. So to lose body fat, you need to be in a calorie deficit. There's no other way. You cannot. Okay, this is something that I'm hearing quite often, and it is a misconception. It's bluntly, it's just BS that people are making others believe that they can build muscle so then they can lose body fat. This doesn't happen. Okay. Building muscle is a lot more costly to the body than dropping body fat. So even if you do both at once, you will lose body fat faster than you build muscle. So even if you are in a body recomposition phase where you are intentionally working to build muscle, they scale, your body fat should be trending down. Okay. The rate of which is going to be happening, the rate of fat loss and the rate of muscle gain depends on a lot of factors that I'm not going to get into this. And one of them being your starting points. Okay. Some people, they think that they don't have a ton of body fat to lose, but when we assess their starting point, they actually have a lot more body fat to lose to get them to a healthier position to then focus on building more muscle. And some people, they have a normal range of body weight according to their BMI, and they truly need a more specific strategy to focus more on building muscle right from the start. But going back, so this is highly individualized. If you want an individualized approach, I highly recommend we have a chat to see if you're a good fit for my one-on-one personalized coaching. Okay. Now, but to lose fat, you need to be in a calorie deficit. And to build muscle, you need to have enough energy coming in, enough protein, enough carbs, enough calories overall. But more important than that, and this is often overlooked, is the training stimulus. If you're not training correctly, you can have the best diet on the planet. You can have the perfect macro split. You will not build muscle. Your body is not going to change. That's why in my 101 coaching program, we don't just hand you a workout plan and you go and follow and we're just checking off for consistency. I want to see exactly how you're executing your plan. I want to know if you're progressing over time. I want to see how you're moving. I want to see videos of you in the gym executing the movements that I selected for you. I want to make sure that the movements that we selected for you are the best for your body type, for your goals, for your abilities, for the goals that we have in mind for you. So we want to be very, very specific into what we're doing and how we're doing. It's not about doing more. It's not about adding a bunch of exercises. on a workout plan. It's not about spending 2 hours in the gym. It's not about training 7 days a week. It's not just about being consistent and hopefully you're going to see results. It's not that. Okay. That is true if you're someone who is sedentary and you just want to get moving and you just want to be healthier and you don't have any specific goals for your body. But girl, if you do have a specific physique in mind, if you want to see a little bit more definition here and there, if you want to look a little bit more toned, if you want to look athletic, if you are already working out, it's not about throwing more stuff at you for you to do. It's about optimizing what you're already doing. Okay. That is going to be the primary focus when the goal is maintaining and building new muscle tissue. Okay. The tricky part about doing both at the same time is creating a plan that allows for that to happen, right? So there's got to be a strategy in place in order for you to be able to lose body fat and not just lose weight, and build some muscle at the same time. And like I said, the rate in which that happens depends on your starting point, depends on where we're trying to get to, and most importantly, depends on what exactly and how exactly you are doing those things. Okay, so the recomp game plan. So this is an example of a protocol that I use with my clients to help them do both at the same time, to help them shed unwanted body fat, build lean muscle, and look more defined, look more toned, look more athletic, and feel sexy AF. Okay. So whenever we're talking about the training, okay, training protocol, the goal is for you to build strength so you can retain muscle, and we can add progressive overload so you can build new muscle tissue. Okay. Training days, typically 4 days a week, between 3 to 4. Most of my clients train between 3 to 4, 3 days, full body split, or upper lower split four times a week. It depends. Okay. But you can have amazing results training just 3 to 4 times a week. Focusing on compound lifts, 5 to 8 rep ranges. So lower rep ranges, heavier load, really good intensity. So you're leaving just 1 to 2 reps in reserve. You go heavy, but you also go with the right technique and execution. So by analyzing how you're moving, by analyzing your training videos, we're able to see if your technique is on point, if your tempo is on point, if your range of motion is on point, what we need to improve from there to make sure that you're not just going heavy, but you are progressing on the right direction. Okay. Then we add some accessory lifts as well, meaning that if we're talking about a leg day or a glute day, compound lift would be your squats, your deadlifts, your hip thrusts, your lunges, right? And your accessory lifts would be your leg extensions, your leg curls, your abductions. Those we like to go a little bit, we don't necessarily need to go super heavy on them because, again, they are more isolated movements, working smaller muscles. So 8 to 12 reps, go to failure on those, push for volume, and total sets for muscle group, depending on which muscle group you're trying to target, between 10 to 15 per week. Okay. Deload at 5 to 6 weeks if you're actually going hard. Okay. Most clients that I work with, they don't necessarily need a technical deload week every 5 to 6 weeks. Only those who are training really, really hard at the right intensity and are executing the movements really, really well. Okay. For cardio, between 8 to 12K steps a day, that is a good range to be in. Zone 2 cardio, between 2 to 3 sessions per week, 20 to 30 minutes each. This is not just to help with increasing your calorie deficit, but also for your health, your heart health. Okay. Now, when it comes to our nutrition protocol, we want to be in a slight calorie deficit. We need to be in a calorie deficit if we want to lose body fat, period. Okay? Period. We need to be in a slight calorie deficit and adequate protein for muscle retention and muscle building. And one thing that I think I forgot to mention here is the importance of having enough carbs as well, especially before and after your sessions. Okay? When it comes to your calories, you're going to want to start at around 10 to 15% below your maintenance. So it's not a huge deficit. So let's say your maintenance is around 2,200 calories. You want to start at around 1,900 calories-ish. And then you aim to drop anywhere from 0.5 to 0.8% of your body weight per week, okay? Lost per week. So we are aiming towards that percentage of weight loss per week. That typically translates to anywhere between 4 to 5 pounds per month. Okay, so when you zoom out and look at on your monthly data, you're losing anywhere from 4 to 5 pounds per month. Then your macros, we want to be making sure that we're consuming anywhere from 0.8 to 1 gram per pound of body weight of protein, 0.3% gram per pound of body weight of fats, and then you can fill the rest in. You can fill the rest of the calories in with carbs. Okay, so whatever is left. So the first thing that you're going to do is calculate your calorie intake. Then once you have your calorie intake, you're going to allocate your protein intake. You're going to calculate your fat intake. Your carb intake is going to fill out the rest of the calories that are remaining. And make sure that you are timing your carbs around your training, pre and post workout, for better performance and better recovery as well. Now, how to distribute that throughout the day? You're going to want to have a minimum of 30 to 50 grams of protein per meal. So you don't snack in between. So 3 to 4 meals of between 30 to 50 grams of protein. That's the easiest way to hit your protein targets and to stay satiated, to reduce cravings, reduce hunger, all the things. Make sure that you're including high fiber veggies to support digestion, fullness, and recovery. And obviously, you're going to get a lot of good micronutrients from there as well, since we are not just working towards the aesthetics, but we want to keep us as healthy as possible. Okay. And here's a quick weekly sample breakdown for expectations. So training split example, Monday you do a full body glutes and push focus. Then on Tuesday you do your steps, your core and mobility. On Wednesday you can do a lower body work, so hinge and glutes. And then on Thursday you rest, you walk, hit your steps. And on Friday you do another full body day, pull and glutes. So basically if your goal is to build your glutes, you notice that we're hitting them 3 times per week. So more volume on the muscles that we want to target and grow the most. Then on Saturday, you can have an optional workout session there. Like you can do a full body, or you can just go for your cardio. Same thing for Sunday. Okay. Then the daily checkpoints that we want to have in mind is hit your daily protein range, hit your daily step range, your 3 solid meals as a minimum. So always start your day with anywhere from 30 to 50 grams of protein, then have another meal like that for lunch, and then another meal like that for dinner. And if you still have macros, then you allocate a 4th meal on there. Another thing for your recovery and performance on the next day is to make sure that you're sleeping 7 to 9 hours per night. Okay. Do not track as you go. Do not log as you go and expect to hit your targets consistently. Pre-log your food the night before, so you know exactly what you're going to be eating on the next day. And lift with intention. Okay. Now, what to expect when you follow the system consistently, let's say for the next 12 weeks, you can expect a 2 to 5% body fat reduction over the next 6 to 8 weeks. Visible muscle definition, especially in your arms and your abs and your glutes, and lots of strength PR. So if you are progressing correctly week over week, you are getting stronger, you are building new muscle tissues, and you're not going to be bulking because you have that slight calorie deficit taking care of the body fat reduction, right? You can expect also better digestion, less bloat, more energy, less cravings, and when done properly, no rebound, because you're doing this in a strategic way. Okay. So the reality is you don't need to starve yourself or to kill yourself with cardio to look lean, toned, and defined. You need a smart structure that helps you train with purpose, that helps you fuel your body and sculpt the physique that you've actually been working hard for. And this is exactly what I do with my clients. They are mostly high achieving women over 35, and that have been working out, seeing no results. And once we started working together, they finally start to see results that show and last. So if you are interested in learning more about what I do, just either click here to apply for coaching or message me on Instagram, the word toned, and I'll reach out with some questions so we can see if I can help. Okay.